Chapter 8 Leap Forward Confidently. The pond starts off with cool, clear spring water, ideal for living creatures to grow, swim, and thriving. Why is it then that instead of beautiful, healthy, happy creatures, the negative emotions of frogs appear and thrive? In the same way, each child comes into the world as pure potential, with the ability to become an extraordinary person, do wonderful things, and have high levels of health, happiness, and prosperity throughout life. People today can live longer and better than has ever been possible for the human race. And if anything, this situation is getting better year by year. Children are born complete optimists, fearless and uninhibited, excited, curious, and eager to touch, taste, smell, and feel everything around them. Have you ever seen a negative baby? Two major pollutants of the pond. Early in life, however, as the result of mistakes that parents make, children soon begin to experience destructive criticism and lack of love. These two behaviors, either alone or together, are the primary sources of unhappiness and dysfunction in adult life. Destructive criticism is the biggest single enemy of human potential. It is worse than cancer or heart disease. While those diseases can ultimately lead to the deterioration and death of an individual, destructive criticism kills the soul of the person but leaves the body walking around. When parents attempt to control their children by giving love and then taking it away, they create within the child a tremendous insecurity that manifests in self-doubt, anxiety, worry, feelings of inadequacy and undeservingness, demotivation, fear of not living up to others' expectations, striving for perfection, and fear of confrontation or openness. In combination, destructive criticism and love withheld weaken the physical and emotional immune system of the child, opening up the child to all kinds of physical and emotional ailments later in life. Physically, the child and the later, the adult, can experience fatigue, susceptibility to colds, flu, and stomach ailments, and psychosomatic illnesses. Weaknesses in the emotional immune system are manifested by susceptibility to a variety of negative emotions. The main sources of unhappiness, frustration, and depression in adult life. For many years, Christina struggled with chronic stomach aches and headaches. She tried everything to relieve the pain. She changed her diet, took different remedies, and even spent several years in therapy processing her experiences. Then she discovered something that changed her life. She learned that whenever she did not speak up and tell the truth about something she was thinking or feeling, she would get a headache. Whenever she did not feel right about something and continued to tolerate the situation or remain in an unhealthy relationship, she would get a stomachache. Ever since she discovered this fact about herself, she has become incredibly aware of listening to her body and remaining as true and authentic as she can be. Now, her stomach aches and headaches never persist for more than a couple of minutes, and she sees them as reminders. What she learned was that all of us must listen to our bodies and become aware of our emotions. Many people are very sensitive physically when something in their emotional lives is out of balance. The mind and body are intricately connected. The more aware you become of your physical self, the more attuned you become to your emotional needs. The fears of loss and criticism. There are many negative emotions, but fully 99% of them crystallize around the big two: fear of failure and fear of rejection. The fears of loss and criticism. Fear of failure is manifested in adult life as a fear of loss. People who have been destructively criticized as children fear the loss of money, loss of health, loss of position, loss of security, and loss of love of other people. Okay, no matter how much they achieve in their careers, they are haunted by a fear of having it all taken away and having to start over again with nothing. The fear of rejection is experienced experienced as a fear of criticism. This fear can become so extreme in some individuals that they become hypersensitive to the thoughts, words, opinions, and even the glances of other people, including strangers. In addition, people feel a fear of disapproval, of not being approved of by others whom they are eager to impress. Fear of rejection leads to a fear of the loss of respect of people whose respect is important for them. These people fear embarrassment or ridicule of any kind, especially in the presence of others. The fear of rejection is the root cause of the fear of public speaking, rated ahead of the fear of death among life's major fears. We often ask two questions in our seminars to help people see the role that fear plays in their lives and decisions. Question number 1. If you were financially independent today and had all the money that you could ever spend for the rest of the life, what would you do differently? What would you get into or out of? What would you start doing or stop doing? The point is that if you had no fear of poverty, if you had all the money that you wanted or needed, you would probably make dramatic changes in your life. People design their lives to compensate for their fears. They accept lower level jobs than they are truly capable of in exchange for security. They stay in relationships where they are unhappy rather than risk being alone. They choose friends who are passive and indifferent so that they can be sure of never being criticized, embarrassed, or rejected. Question number 2. What one great thing would you dare to dream if you knew you could not fail? If you were absolutely guaranteed of success in any goal, large or small, long-term or short-term, what one big, exciting, challenging goal would you set for yourself? This question helps people identify the fears that are holding them back. If you were completely guaranteed of success in any one thing that you attempted, you would probably commit to your heart's desire, the one great, wonderful thing that you were born to do with your life. The fully functioning person. The psychologist Carl Rogers defines a person who has achieved the higher levels of psychological evolution as a fully functioning person. This is a person who enjoys high levels of self-esteem and personal contentment and who is completely confident with herself and the world. The most identifiable characteristics of a fully functioning person is that she is completely non-defensive. The fully functioning person does not feel that she has to justify or explain herself to other people. She is considerate of the opinions of others, but she lives her life in accordance with her own thoughts, feelings, values, and ideals. She is warm, gracious, happy, charming, and is called a fully mature, fully integrated personality. She feels that she has nothing to prove to others. To reach this level of personal strength and contentment should be the goal of everyone. Now do this. Imagine that you are rich, successful, powerful, and popular. Create a clear mental picture of yourself as if you had achieved all your goals and you were now financially independent. How would you feel about yourself if you were already the best person you could imagine yourself becoming? How would you treat other people, your colleagues, co-workers, and staff?